Eden Strongholds first up. The control-based game type, which Infused seem to be so good at, but then that doesn't really matter. No! The guys on the Beavers are so good at it as well, so we don't know what's happening anymore. Overshield is going to be important. The Rocket's going to be so vital, and of course, the all-seeing eye, which is the opposite of what a camo does, because you can't see anyone with a camo. It's going to be so vital. I don't know which way this is going to go.
Here.
Tweet us your predictions using that hashtag HCS. Let us know how you think this is going to go. If you predict it right, I will give you a high five. It's as simple as that. Flux going to be flying in for this overshield. Gets burnt straight away.
Have you noticed another tactical icon switch, a tactical emblem switch here for Kimbo? Once more, that's the third time this series, I believe. Both power-ups been burnt. It's actually going to be Jimbo on Infused with the Rockets, but yeah, another emblem switch. So that's about the extent of my analysis so far in this game, as Jimbo has died with the Rockets as well.
There's a player behind him. Kimbo slaps him on the back of the head, sends him into the respawn screen for a little bit. Snaky going to be down low at the moment. Looks like Kimbo's going to back off from this one. Interestingly, he's shooting that, and if you're wondering at home, you might be watching Halo for the first time here and enjoying Beaver Bowl Part 3. The reason that he's shooting that is to try and block that spawn to make sure that there aren't going to be any players who spawn behind him on that blue plat.
Yeah, very clever play, because if you spawn in blue alley, you can easily jump up to blue platform, get a great sightline on the player who is trying to take that catwalk. If they are taking it from that side, obviously you can shoot them. If they realize you're shooting them in the back, then you have to expose yourself to red where the enemy team is there as well. So very clever play there from Kimbo, blocking those spawns, making sure he can take that stronghold cleanly, and a very nice start here for Team Infused.
I love how they actually suffocate him outside as well, but sadly, since Kimbo actually moved away to try and get the trick cap, it looks like they spawned on blue bridge or blue flag, and it looks like they pushed in.
Pixel away.
He didn't even get it. It's literally, oh, he got it anyway, so that's the main thing, and OS by the look of things.
I was going to say it was about as thin as my hair, but they managed to finally get it converted. 2 kills do go to Infused as well. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? Snaky going to be spawning in the alley. You just cried, I saw it.
It wasn't a joke, so I didn't laugh.
I hate you so much. Snaky going to pick up a kill, and we're going to see a triple cap in effect right now for Team Infused. They seem to be riding the momentum of that last game, gentlemen.
Yeah, both of their strongholds being taken at the moment, though, and this is a key time to get kills, because those rockets coming up means the overshield comes up just afterwards. Whoever grabs those rockets off the start, looks like it's going to be Snaky who spawns here. Wow, they call me Mystic Haz for a reason, you know. He actually spawned on those rockets, but the overshield is the things they need to worry about. Ramirez actually grabbed the rockets. Looks like it's going to be Moze here to steal away that overshield. A complete misplay from the Beavers there. They completely forgot about that power-up, and now wouldn't be surprised to see this lead extend. But Ramirez still has those rockets. That overshield's completely gone, but rockets in a trade for overshield, I mean, I'd take that 10 times out of 10.
Look at this. Snipe drone. Oh no, he got hit by a grenade. I was going to say he could have made a huge play there, taking down Moze with those rockets and a slither of that overshield, but no, he gets spotted out. He gets taken down. Snaky going to be taken down as well. A killing spree here for Moze, and this is where Team Infused are so dangerous when they have momentum, when they have that triple cap. 41-5 right now. They are rolling, gents.
Absolutely rolling, but we've seen this before on Rick Strongholds in the previous best of 7. Moze taking these off angles, though, is just going to frustrate players like Snaky. He gets that kill as well, and Snaky's going to be so annoyed that Moze was kind of using that off angle. Snaky getting caught out there by himself, that's something you can't do. You need to be moving with your team constantly. Again, Flux being caught by himself. Perfected by Moze. One by one, these players are dying here for Rate Beaver. It seems like their teamwork's gone out the window here on Eden Strongholds, and they need to start grouping up. And again, Snaky dying by himself. They need to group up right here and start working as a unit. Otherwise, this game's going to be over before you can say Beaver Bowl.
Just as I was saying that, it looks like there's 3 of them trying to go finesse, but straight away Moze knows exactly where they're going to spawn straight away and exactly where they're going to push. There's a great play by him, but it looks like Infused is seeing a lot more consistency in terms of what they're going to hold, where they're going to hold, why they're going to hold it, and their aim seems to be more on point as well. So they're turning into aim stars as well as having good game sense. So it's great to see this comeback, but it's also, they're trying to make a statement into the first game saying, you know what, we're not going to try and win this 4-3 or trying to scrape a win, we're going to try and dominate you as much as we can.
So at 72-5, this is the exact point in every single game that the Beavers make a ridiculous comeback, but in this case it really doesn't look like it's going to happen. Infused have just been on top of absolutely everything, on top of the power-ups, on top of the power weapons, and on top of their rotations as well. The grenade does go in. It's going to combat evolve that one towards the blue bend, which is in control of the guys from Team Infused, so that's going to be an easy pickup here. Rockets are going to go in, drops down for the overshield. Can he get the overshield as well? Yes, he does. Jimbo gets away with that one. Has rockets, has overshield. Pretty sure his teammate is set up here, Moze, to get that camouflage as well. Going to be an easy recap here of the catwalk for them. Shots do come in, but they shouldn't have too much trouble. They do get that capture, and they're going to be scoring once again. Moze has camo. I mean, this is pretty much game over for me, gentlemen.
I've seen a lot of perfects out of Mose this game. He's having a very, very big game. I've seen him constantly in the kill feed chiming up along with Jimbo as well. So wouldn't be surprised to see at the end of this game a big stat line for Mose. We know Respectful always loves his stats as well. So we'll see again another big game from him. But look at this. I mean, this isn't even close. These two teams look so mismatched, constantly being found out by themselves. If I'm the Beavers right now, I'm using the rest of this game to focus up and just get your collective minds together, because right now you're running off one by one. Use this like a timeout the rest of this game, because this game is completely over. There is no way you're winning this.
I swear I never saw Mose leave Security for like 5 minutes. But Jimbo with a killing frenzy. His slaying has not been that great in the last couple of series, but this one now he's really feeling his motion now, exactly what he needs to do and actually what's going wrong. So it's great to see him come back from this.
99 points. That's going to tick over to 3 figures right now. Snipe Drone trying to do something, but it's going to be the first game of Beaver Bowl Part 3 going into the hands of Team Infused. And that was dominant. That was the most dominant performance I think we've seen from one of these teams in this series so far. In the series is so far.
Actually the exact same score we saw on Plaza.
Of course it is.
So it's equally as dominant as that, as the Beavers won that one. 20-4 from Mose. I said to expect a big game from him. Just the 2 kills from Flux, continuing his poor performance. Don't forget, he was the outlier in that Game 7 on Truth Slayer. The first best of 7. He needs to up his performance almost definitely, because that is not a good slaying output from him. And it's not to single him out and say he's the reason they lost that game, but I mean, they were constantly being found out. I mean, at the start of that game, they were together, but towards the end of that game, look, Snaky by himself, trying to make a security play. You can't make that play by yourself.
Security.
Next up, Flux, trying to make a security play by himself.
He's in security.
They're actually kind of grouping up right there, but again, another solo cap on one stronghold. You can't do that if you're the Beavers and expect to win this game.
I think that proved a point as well. That's proved
by himself
that Beavers barely pushed security, and when they did, it was one at a time.
By himself.
So that made perfect sense.
By himself. I mean, it's just one by one by one by one. Every single kill that we saw on screen for Infused, they were picking off players just having a little jog around the map just by themselves.
And another thing to note is pretty much in all of those clips, either one of the Infused players had a rocket launcher, an overshield, or a camo. If you ain't getting them on a game type like Eden Strongholds, you're going to have a horrible time. You know, I'm not surprised that Flux only got 2 kills, because sometimes there's situations where you literally cannot do anything. If you're coming up against a player with camo, rockets, or overshield, it's difficult.
Not only that, we saw Mose controlling the battle rifle at that security tower as well. And when you can drill a BR, you can sit on top catwalk and see into turbine, you can see into red, you can see into red nest, you can see red plat, you can see insecurity, you can see blue band, you can see blue plat, you can see a lot of things with that rifle, and you can start putting damage down everywhere. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm not surprised to see Flux get 2 kills that game. It's almost like Coliseum Slayer when the other team has every single power weapon and rifle control as well. It's like, how are you meant to get a kill in that situation? So do feel for Flux, but he's going to have to turn around his individual performance here in game number 2 of the second best of 7.
Part of me wants this to go on forever. This is just crazy Halo. Like, Eden Strongholds goes to the hands of Infused. Rick Slayer is going to be the next game type. And this is a map which not too many fond memories for Infused. We saw them start well on it in the Strongholds game type in the last series, but then they got completely dominated towards the end. So I think it's going to be a battle of those rotations once again, gentlemen.
I think with Rig Strongholds as well, it's the fact that, like, reason why it's their kind of game type, because they love suffocating them on bunker and carbine. But this is very different. This is Slayer. It can turn to a stalemate situation, or with Infused by, like, you know, just suffocating, try and go straight to your face like it is Strongholds. But we saw how the Beavers played last time. They were really good. They literally controlled Whitehall perfectly on Carbine Bridge when they tried to flank across the basement, and vice versa when Whitehall to the BR base. They did such a good job. So, you know, I'd be interested to see the Beavers actually play as well as they did in the Strongholds game last series.
Here we go then. Game number 2 of the final best of 7 of the day. Slayer on the rig. See that sniper rifle. I'm looking for someone to have a big performance with that weapon in this game. Although I do see that camouflage being so effective. We've seen it decide games so far on Truth and, of course, on Eden. So let's see if that is going to play effect in this game. Let's start this one off once again with Flux. Didn't have a great performance in the last game, but he's going to bag himself a camo, but immediately taken down by Respectful. So he's going to be straight into that death screen.
Yeah, the question is now, who grabs that sniper? If it's the Beavers, I honestly see them having a good chance of winning this game. But if you let Kimbo move over there and just take down Snipe Drone immediately, we saw on the player outlines he was waiting at bottom nest for someone to try and make a play on that. Very smart, patient play, and right now it seems like Infused are just frustrating this Beaver squad. I mean, we saw last game, Mo's hiding at security and just waiting for a player to come by himself. Again, Snipe Drone running off by himself, expecting to get that sniper for free. That's not going to be a freebie that the Beavers are just going to give you. I mean, excuse me, that Infused is just going to give you. So Snipe Drone really kind of misplaying that, and now Kimbo did lose that snipe, so if Beavers can get a hold of that, then maybe the the mistake by Snipe Drone can be forgiven, but it seems like they're rotating completely away from that and just surrendering that to Kimbo, and he just picked off Snaky's face. So yes, the Beavers have the lead right now, but they have Kimbo on the other side with a snipe, and we all know what he could do with this weapon. Yeah,
this is where Kimbo is so effective. When he's allowed to post up with this weapon, we've seen incredible accuracy from this man. It's just a case now, the game has totally slowed down, and I kind of like what I've seen from the Beavers, to be honest. As long as they don't poke out too much here, as long as Ramirez doesn't give away one of those deaths like we talk about, sometimes he gives away an unnecessary death, and again, he's just in that position where he's maybe trying to make something happen. He doesn't really have to, but I like what's in from in there. Backing down, the camo is going to be popping, and I think that's what these two teams are going to be playing around.
We've got another 30 seconds before that happens, though.
I don't actually like how they're stalemated. Like, I feel like the Beavers should be more on the carbine side and should be getting into open from sewers maybe, and then hiding engine 1, flanking across, but just making sure they actually pick off Kimbo. Everyone knows normally when someone has snipe on the bunker side, it's normally where Kimbo's standing right now, and normally they are on their own. But as I was saying that, Rami was going to make that decision, which is fair enough, but I think in terms of like time luck, I think it was a bit timed out in that case, so it's a shame. He could have done it like at least a minute earlier.
Loved that play from Flux though, decided to push out, took down Kimbo, and then managed to get the scatter shot and get the second kill as well. Jimbo going to be chasing this kill, lands those shots with the DMR, and the beatdown comes in. A killing spree from Flux. Didn't have the greatest last game, but now he's stepping up once again, and it seems like the rig is this man's home.
Yeah, I think it was Ramirez who had the camouflage right there, but he was just taken down. Right now, Flux is actually completely out of ammo. As soon as he drops this scatter shot, his team needs to know that this is coming up on the respawn, and that's something they need to play for, just like the camouflage and the snipe. Notice how he didn't actually drop that right there, so that he was waiting for his team to get this kind of barrel control. So they're going to have map control when that thing is respawning. Very smart, minute play there from Flux. Didn't want to drop it straight away. Wanted to wait until he either dies so he can call that out to his team, or wait until his team has map control on that side of the map and then start to drop that weapon so it becomes respawnable.
This is exactly the play, and I know exactly what you were going to say. Kimbo again out on his own, but the thing is though, Rami got behind him, which is what I spoke about before. You've got to get to engine 1, get behind him. You've got to somehow sandwich it, even if it's just one person to make all 4 of them look behind to check wherever the opponent is. It could have been a great play, and now Flux with some fantastic kills at engine 2, and it's only going to be a matter of time where Infused are going to get impatient.
That was 2 unnecessary deaths, I'm going to say, there from Kimbo. No need to challenge that. I know the sniper rifle was coming up, but they had angles on it, and now look at this, by turning over that sniper rifle to Flux so easily. He's now picking up headshots left, right, and center. Narrowly misses a shot on Mo's. Teammates should be able to clean this one up, and Flux actually finishes that one off himself, and a frenzy here from Flux stepping up in his second game.
Seems like this is Flux's map, honestly. He got a frenzy on Rig's strongholds last time around, don't forget, and the worrying thing is, with that push, I like the idea to try and get the scatter shot, which is why 3 of his teammates, by the way, were pushing over that tower side. It's because that scatter shot was dropped when Flux picked up the new snipe, so they would have known that was coming up on the respawn. So we're trying to make a play for it, but at the same time, it's, you know, you have to win that fight. Mose picks it up, and he had scatter snipe, got 2 kills for it. That's definitely not good enough. And again, scatter out of ammo. If Respectful here does drop this weapon, it will be on respawn, and it's something that they need to remember, because it was Flux who kind of almost forgot about it last time round. 4 down though for Team Infused, and now we're starting to see the Beavers escalate into a bit of a lead.
Snaky going to be taken down by Mose here. Around that BR base, Mose desperately trying to stay alive, and when thrust slides away, manages to escape with his life. Covering fire coming in from his teammate Respectful there to help him get away. 25-18 though. Respectful is going to find the new scatter shot off the respawn. It's Kimbo who's managed to pick that sniper back up once again. Didn't put it to too much use last time we saw him with it. Kimbo and Jimbo, though, picking up kills to bring this back to a 5-kill game. Jimbo going to pick up another one that's traded out by Snaky, so we're down to a 5-kill game right now. It'll be interesting to see how these two teams play. We saw the game slow down almost to a standstill last time these two teams were in this situation once again. Gentlemen, it seems like we're going to a standstill.
Yeah, and you have to favor Infused getting back into this game as Respectful has a power weapon. Bit of timing right there, almost helping Snipe Drone out, but Respectful, I think, definitely heard him in his Astros and was like, hey, there's someone down here, lads. I've got these cranked up to 100. I can hear every single footstep on the map, but you definitely fancy Infused to get back into this game. Look at this sightline, by the way. He can see underneath the glass in E1 to see if anyone's trying to flank down there. It's a very common flank spot, and that's why he's kind of keeping an eye on this situation without exposing himself to that player, but he will in the end be taken down.
When it comes to time luck and stuff like that, okay, he did the right thing actually going behind Engine 1, but it was just a shame that, like, maybe if he had someone actually shooting Respectful at the time, like from Carbone, just to keep him distracted whilst he actually dropped down, that'd been great. But it's like Kimbo with the snipe now. They've actually, I think it's like a 7-kill deficit, but it looks like now it could almost be on equal terms. Now only 2 kills down, 3 kills.
2 kills, the difference here. If Kimbo can hit some shots, this could be an opportunity for the guys at Infused to claw back some kills. A nice shot there. But there's going to be 2 players up on Tower 2. It's going to be Flux, who drops in from the tower towards the snipe side. Ramirez here, going to be above Kimbo as well. Looks like he does hear the call out. I believe that camo is going to be coming up. Once again, Ramirez is going to be taken down by Kimbo, but he does pick up a double kill. Still has that sniper rifle in his pocket, and it's now just a 1-kill game. And it looks like Team Infused might have the timing on that camo as well.
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure if it's gone already. I think, who was it last time that had it? I think it was Ramirez, the last one I remember having it. But Kimbo,
Kimbo!
doing so well, getting that perfect double. But not only that, when he saw his teammates spawn over at the bunker, he did a good job of flipping the map and turning his attention towards the white corner and posting up there. But the thing is, Mo's had a scatter shot. He was just taken down, as did Kimbo. Had a power weapon as well. He had snipe in his control. And both those players were taken out of the game by Beaver. So the Beaver squad right now, they have a 3-point lead and no power weapons in play, which is what the catalyst was for the comeback here for Team Infused.
I just find it funny how, like, Kimbo gets an absolutely insane double, but the thing is that every time they make such a great play, someone on Beavers makes another great double play, and it makes you think, well, what do you have to do to actually make a comeback on this game type? But it looks like right now, even though Beaver's on the bad side, they've got scatter shot, they just got to get set up and be patient, wait for Infused to actually push across. Right now, they are trying to wait to see if there's any info to actually try and make a push, and I think you can see that right now someone is looking down yellow just to see if there is anyone coming across at all, but they just need to wait. They need to wait for someone with scatter. Just hold that area of yellow, and that way just make sure anyone comes across open.
Well, there's one person who knows how to play with a little bit of patience. It's going to be Snipe Drone. I'm not sure that Respectful actually spotted him out as well. It's going to be Snipe Drone who takes down Respectful here, picks up a kill here, just 9 kills to go. Here for the Beavers to tie up the series once again. Nothing short of what we expect at this point. Almost predictable at this point, how these two teams have been going back and forth throughout today. And of course, last week, Ramirez picks up 1 kill. Kimbo gonna trade it out, but at this point, all the guys from the Beavers need to do is just trade out kills. They only have to do it 7 more times. Whereas the guys on the other side, it's gonna be Infused, are gonna have to claw their way back into this one. There's going to be a kill here. It's going to be Mo's potentially taken down. Somehow stays alive, but it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade here. Camo is up. Respectful's going to grab this one. So this is the chance for Team Infused to get back into this game and maybe take the second game of the series.
Yeah, I wanted to swap over to Ramirez's point of view while we were sat on Snipe Drone's POV, because that push into long hole is one of those pushes where if he gets found out and doesn't clean up that one shot, if he doesn't hit that shot and get that trade-off, that's a massive, massive boost to Infused's confidence going forward. Respectful here with this camouflage, again, not really doing too much right here, waiting for his teammates to do damage and maybe pushing some players back. Kimbo's grabbed a new snipe, which is great for them, but again, how active are you being with this camouflage? It's called active camouflage, not passive camouflage, boys. I mean, come on.
This is the problem. When you've got info like that, you already saw there's a couple of people, and when you threw that nade at Carbine, you could tell he's got no hit markers, so he could have easily pushed around, told his teammates to actually push around yellow and flank round, so that could have been an easy team kill, but for some reason he just decided to stay back. But the only reason why he pulled back is because Snipe Drone rushed in with scatter shot for no reason at all. But at this time now, it looks like if we just give it a bit more time now and actually be more patient, but then again, Respectful to scatter also makes a bit of a balls up.
Respectful going to be taken down. Kimbo does have a sniper rifle here though, however, for Infused, but that's a big kill coming in from Snakey, and it looks like Ramirez is going to get a second one, but no! Kimbo keeps his teammate alive. Snakey takes down Mose. Flux takes down Kimbo as well. Just 1 kill here left for the Beavers to level up the series once again. 2 players coming off the respawn on the barrel side. It looks like Snakey's trying to push this one. All the players are spawning down this one. This should be easy pickings as we see Respectful going to be potentially taken down. Is it going to be Kimbo or Respectful that fall? Neither do. They still need this 1 kill. Ramirez with the scatter shot. Trying to push down towards the connector. One player going to be back. Carbine, but it's going to be Snipe Drone who closes out the game. 50-44. Once again, the Beavers answer back. This series is...
It's been weird now.
This series.
Both teams are now being a lot more methodical, but that killing frenzy at the start by Flux, this was exactly what they needed. And I think there's a lot of times where there's a lot of misplays, and I can understand they'll try to be more methodical in terms of what they should be doing, but they need to do it a lot quicker. I'm not sure what's going on in their minds half the time.
9 and 16 from Mose, with, by the way, the second least assists in the game. He's one of those players that if you don't put a leash on him and tell him to just chill out with those pushes, he can really cost you games. And Rig really isn't one of those game types where you can be overly aggressive and expect your teammates to capitalize without coordinating something, you know, and maybe just a lack of coordination there for Team Infused coming out in that one. Fair enough, Flux with the killing frenzy to start the game off, but he only went +5 in the end, and they only won by 6. So signs of, you know, improvement there for Team Infused. If they didn't give up that 10-kill spree to Flux at the start, that would have been a much more competitive game, but they had opportunities, did Infused, but in the end, it's the Beavers who come out with the win.
I think the problem with that game type as well is that when you're in that kind of situation, you're in the tournament, if you're at Carbine's side and you're down by a couple of kills, your instant thought should be, right, I need to get Engine 1 and someone needs to actually shoot Engine 2 to keep him distracted so I can get behind him and sound him across. But I just find it weird how that's not their train of thought. Their train of thought was, we'll just all hold yellow side and hopefully they come to us. They're not going to do that. They're going to snipe Engine 2 looking for you. It makes no sense, but yeah.
Yeah, it was another crazy game.
It's the Beaver Bowl.
I mean...
The Beaver Bowl!
Someone bring you some popcorn at this point. Like, I'm enjoying... I know it's, you know, technically we're working, you know, we're doing our jobs right now. I'm enjoying this Halo so
good, right?
much right now.
It's been a while.
It's been a while since we've seen someone step up to this Infused, you know, Fabi lineup and say, you know what, boys, that's enough. That's enough of you dominating Europe. It's time for us to give you a run for your money. And that is exactly what the Beavers are doing right now. This is awesome. This is genuinely awesome.
Yeah, I still worry for the Beavers after giving up that first best of 7. If I feel like they need to win it within the next 3, in my opinion, because Infused, they're still going to be riding that wave after resetting the bracket. You know, if the longer it gets, the longer this series goes on, fair enough, the later it gets in mainland Europe, Kimbo and Mose, they start to fatigue a little bit, and maybe that comes into play at some points, but I still think that Infused rides the wave from winning the first best of 7. You know, they failed to do that last week in the best of 7, and they fell that time 4-3. They win the 4-3 this time. I still think that gives you masses of confidence, knowing that you can beat this team. So I think it's up to the Beavers now, despite winning in the winners bracket, forcing Infused to come from the elimination bracket. I still think the onus is on the Beavers here. After losing the first best of 7.
I was worried a little bit with Flux at one point because I know he didn't have the greatest game 7, and in the first game of this series he didn't do too well either, so I thought, okay, is this going to be one of the situations where Infused are going to win 4-0 and then just call it a day? But it's nice to see him make such a massive polar opposite comeback from actually not doing that well for the first 2 games to get that killing frenzy to really get his team on the board. So I was a bit worried about him at first, but looks like I didn't need to be worried at all, really, did I? So
second killing frenzy, by the way, from Flux on the same map. He did one on Rick Stronghold's first series, first best of 7, and then second best of 7,
Lux
Rick Slayer.
Loves Rig.
Yep, this is
Lux
map.
loves Rig. Well, Coliseum capture the flag. I mean, we've already seen a mental game of this where Infused came from 2-0 down against Vexed earlier in the competition.
Who's got a defibrillator?
The game is already starting in the background. Gentlemen, predictions for this one?
3-2 to Infused and Wonderboy to have a heart attack.
3-2 to Invictus.
Okay, I'm going to say, because it's such an unpredictable series, it's going to be one team's going to get 5 flag caps. I mean, I don't even know what's going to happen anymore.
It's going to be a draw.
You know, we're going to make up the rules as we go along, but it is going to be capture the flag on Coliseum. 3 caps to win. Let's start this one off with Mose. He had a disappointing game last time, but this man has had some big games in the series overall. It looks like he's going to be taking on Snaky early on. He does actually get taken down, by Snipe Drone, who finishes off that kill and helps his teammate out. Respectful going to trade a kill off on Ramirez, but the rocket's in the hand of Jimbo, but Snaky takes him down with a beautiful headshot.
Yeah, good pincering there from Snaky and Jimbo. After Snaky gets that first kill, his first instinct is to push over to that rocket side and pinch Jimbo, who just grabbed those rockets. So working very well together with his teammate right there. Doesn't quite get the trade off on Mose. That would have been a big kill. That would have actually allowed him to move that flag even further, but still, Flux has these rockets in the Infused base, and I'm not sure they even know about this. So if Flux was able to run this run this rockets right here, he could easily get away with this instead of running it window.
Oh, definitely. Like, there's 4 of them at Snipe Tower at the moment, so right now he should be at least baiting a flag and wait for him to try and return it. But for some reason, it looks like it's taking a bit of time to actually try and see where Flux was, but this could be wasted rockets.
Ooh. Good Flux and bad Flux, that's what we're seeing right now. And look at this, Kimbo is going to be running this one home as well. The return comes in, and a misplay from Flux is going to cost his team, because Infused is going to take a 1-0 lead with that counter cap opportunity coming in. And look at this, Jimbo already putting those rockets to use. Oh, Flux with some big shots though coming off the respawn. Mose picks up a double though, and it's going to be Snaky, who's last player alive, picks up the kill on Jim, but that flag is already across the map, and this is looking like it's going to be 2-0 already for Team Infused if Respectful can run this one in, and he is going to 2-0, Team Infused.
Possible counter cap though. They are getting the slays around this. The question is, can they slay Jimbo in the base? That would have been a big 1v1 for Jim to win, but instead Mose will clean that one up. We'll see Respectful coming off the respawn. They actually get the slays, so they can push out right here. The problem is Snaky with the snipe, not one of the more solid snipers we've seen in previous iterations of the Pro League, but he can certainly use that weapon as well. But yeah, they really need to be capitalizing, in my opinion, off of the slays they got after conceding that second flag capture. You can't just give up that second cap and then just let that happen. You kind of have to retaliate in that situation. Instead, now you find yourselves 2-0 down, chasing the game. That really just exposes you to a possible counter cap of your own later on in the game.
Flux and Snipe Drone taking down 2 players, but Respectful playing linebacker right now. He has the rockets, picks up a double kill. That's going to buy his team time to come off of that respawn and put up a defensive standard to see those 2 players rotating back into their flag as Ramirez is coming in on the flank. And this is the one thing that you don't want to happen. If your Team Infused, you have to get Ramirez at your base. You have to stop him being annoying and getting those irritating flag pulls. It looks like Respectful is more than aware of his position as he's trying to sneak in on the flag here. Can he find a kill? If he finds a kill here, you see him immediately pull this flag. Even without a kill, he now pushes this one towards the elbow. Snipe Drone finishes that kill off, so there will be an opportunity here, but there is already a player from the Infused squad who's managed to get a pull of their own towards the snipe side of the map.
Yeah, Mose is doing the exact same thing as Ramirez is doing, except on the high side of the map. I like the idea from Ramirez right here, even with no slays. Let his teammates get those kills as long as he knows that area where he's running the flag is clear, which it was. It's a good run in my opinion. Now it's up to him and Snaky to try and defend this flag. For now, Kimbo on the other side has the flag and Mose has the snipe, but the return's going to come in. That's going to be game surely as Kimbo has the 3rd and final flag running in. GG, no re.
I was going to say, that was a great flag pull by Rami when he was taking on that open side because he knew his teammates were going to spawn there. But it's like you mentioned before, the fact that they had all that height advantage and it was just a matter of time before they actually got that return.
Infused take the next game in the series. The pattern is re-emerging, gentlemen. 2-1 up now in this second best of 7. Very quick game, to be fair. It was a very one-sided game in my opinion. Looking across the stats, we see everyone on the team going positive. Solid stuff coming in from Infused on the other side. So very unlike Snipe Drone performance, 3, 5, and 7. Fair amount of assists from him, but it just seemed like control of that map was so heavily in the favor of Team Infused.
Yeah, I mean, we say it's a bad performance from Snipe Drone, but looking across, I mean, 4 and 2, that's 6. 5 and 1, that's 6. 3 and 5, that's 8. So, I mean, he's contributing more to his team than the 2 players above him. Although he only had the 3 kills and 600 damage, he's still doing more than Flux and arguably more than Ramirez, even though Ramirez had that kind of flag run attempt and did a little bit more damage as well. But yeah, that's a very nice, swift response there from Infused. And like I said, I still think the onus is on the Beavers to win this second best of 7 after hemorrhaging the first one with the winner's bracket advantage. And Infused, they're really pushing the pace.
And there's some questionable plays as well. Like I saw Rami, for example, like with Infused, they were actually about to spawn. I think they had 2 dead. But Rami was pushing their open side and was literally spawning them their cave, which is not what you want to do. But they barely left Snipe Tower throughout that whole game. So it kind of made sense where if you're not going to contest for Snipe Tower, then what do you expect getting 3-0'd?
Well, let's have a look at the series once again. Let's see exactly what we've got coming up next in this feast of Halo to this evening. It's going to be Empire Strongholds, gentlemen. Infused leading the Beavers. Are they going to answer back? I don't know anymore.
They won the
Empire
first.
Strongholds?
They won the first encounter in the first best of 7 on this game type, did the Beavers. So they could bounce back in this one. All I know is it's late here and I'm losing my voice. It's slowly fading away. I don't know. I've got a really dry throat right now. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sure. I've said that about 50,000 times during the series, but I genuinely am not sure how to call this one. I mean, I still think, like I said before, the pressure is on the Beavers after losing that first best of 7. They've, Infused resetting the bracket. That does wonders for their confidence. That simplifies the task ahead of them. Winning this game for them is key, because then they're only one away from finishing the whole tournament, and then they can go to bed. And Jim can go to the gym, as he told me in the Twitch chat.
Hey, Jimbo.
He also said that they should DQ the Beavers because he ninja'd Snakey on Fathom in the last series. But so, I mean, I don't really know how you should take his advice.
That's a legal
That's
thing.
not up to us.
That's we don't have that power.
It's above our stations. So
just to let you know, while we're not getting straight into this game, Snipedrone's just nipped to the toilet apparently, so he'll be back in 2 minutes. Obviously, he's feeling the pressure, gentlemen, in more than one way. But,
tactical reset.
It's going to be game
of the bladder variety.
Well, there you go.
It happens.
Icing them.
I need one right now.
Let's not go down that route.
Yeah, that's fine. I can hold it. I like the nutrients.
Fantastic news.
It's broken down, doesn't it? Empire Strongholds, then, gentlemen. It is getting underway in the background. I keep asking you for predictions, and I mean, at this point, I'm doing it purely for comedy effect, because no idea what's going to happen. Literally no idea what's going to happen. But every time I'm asking
close, I think these scores used to be really close in this series, and we couldn't tell. But I think we've noticed that with Infused, the scores have been a huge margin. When they win, it's a big win. When they lose, it's only a tiny margin. So it seems like Infused are really separating themselves. But Empire Strongholds, I think Beavers need to win this to make any kind of comeback in this best of 7.
Talking of comebacks, we've seen it before from the Beavers. Strongholds on Empire is going to be your game number 4. 100 points to win, 3 points to cap. It's going to be one hell of a game. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw 100 to 99 or something like that. I mean, at this point, we've pretty much done everything that could be done in Halo in this series. Snipedrone going to be starting off with him. He's been putting shots down solidly on any of these players going for the overshield. Going to be back in respect for what's no shields. Mo's going to be challenging as well, and it's going to be actually Flux who comes in on a flank, and he's going to get himself the overshield as well. Turning around, Kimbo melts it immediately with a green gun, so it was almost like an initial strategy, a counter strategy, and then a counter strategy to that push.
Yeah, and while all that was happening, Kimbo, when he grabbed the green gun, actually got the pit by himself. And don't forget, the first time we saw these two teams, it was Vexed versus a Rate Beaver on this game type. It was just pit fights galore. So I wonder whether or not Infused might just kind of get sucked into that same kind of strategy. Are they aware of Ramirez spawning behind them as well? Great sneaky flank here from Respectful. Could be 2 in a row, but somehow Snakey stays alive there in the turbine, just ducks into cover, and now he's got Flux chasing him so hard. Flux will take him down, and that's 2 kills now, and a triple cap into the hands of Team Infused for a moment.
I do like that start strategy by Beavers, because they've obviously been watching Splice, because that's actually their exact same start strategy. So we've obviously been watching a few streams here and there, trying to pick up on a few things. But yeah, it's like I said before, Infused did have that trip cap, and obviously Beavers know that when they get into that situation where they are suffocated by Infused, that is the absolute last thing you want, especially on a map like Empire, where it's so easy to get from one side to the other to pin them across. But this pit control was absolute madness at the moment. By look at things, I think Infused got 3 dead, and it looks like they will get those points back.
Once again, pit control not being held by either of these teams. It's so strange to see at the moment. Usually, when you see teams with the control of the side base and the pit, they usually rack up a fair bit of time, but being swapped hands pretty handedly at the moment between these two teams, as we've seen earlier in the Vex series as well. Snakey picking up a kill here, though. Nades his teammate.
Nice. Tactical nade.
Snipedrone obviously said something to him in the party chat that we can't repeat. But
friendship grenades.
It's going to be 2 strongholds in the hand of Infused. Kimbo going to take down Flux with some lovely shots there in the air as he was bobbing and weaving, trying to avoid those ones. Does get the reset on the pit as well, finds the green gun, and that's just in time for this next overshield that's going to be popping.
Yeah, perfectly called. He's going for that exact reason. They didn't get the last one, and he was able to burn it very quickly. Killing spree and the kill there for Kimbo, but he will actually surrender that green gun, which could come back to bite them. Jimbo does have the camouflage, but the overshield will be going over to Snipedrone. Now the question is, can they find that green gun? Yes, they do with Flux. So for now, Snipedrone is completely safe, but disgusting shots there from Jimbo to take down Snakey there in the pit. And Jimbo's playing very well so far, and I'm
here we go
to see him teabag Ramirez right here with a very nice out-shooting situation right there from Jimbo. Let him know, X-team.
Lovely rhythm to that teabag as well.
Delightful, yeah. He's been practicing, almost definitely.
Well, it's been quite interesting now because of the fact that I like Beaver's power-up prep in terms of like having 3 of him outside, not having a 1v1 fight with Mose as per usual. But it looks like that's not really making much of a difference at the moment. I think Jimmy's literally got onto a foothold now where he's actually getting used to playing with his squad, actually getting more into it now, making more logical plays. And it's nice because we know how good Jimbo is as a player. Like, he is one of the star EU players, and it's nice to actually see him making a really good comeback going into the series.
51-7, Team Infused really do look to be gelling, in my opinion, right now. They seem to have worked out a lot of the kinks. They seem to be playing more as a unit than we have seen them so far to date in EU Cup number 2. 55-7 the score. They're defending this pit stronghold very convincingly as well. Jimbo bobbing and weaving and taking down Snipe Drone as well. That's a double kill for Jim. And as you say, Lethal, I mean, this guy is heating up right now, and it's going to be a momentary triple cap, and they're going to have the opportunity here to put the pressure on this blue base as well.
Jim wants to go to the gym. I think it's very obvious with this gameplay. Look at this. Contesting blue, gets the reset, delightful gameplay. And the player there is no shields front of the base. Really should be cleaned up, but even if he grabs that stronghold, there really should be a player starting to try and suffocate on that, but didn't even realize there was actually 3 dead momentarily there for Team Infused, and now they're actually coming off the respawn again. So wouldn't be surprised to see Control here going in favor of Ramirez and his squad. He will lose the pit fight though. If Mose gets out of that stronghold, it's so close to being captured. The reset comes in. And wow, what a play there from Kimbo. Gets 2, and the pit is still in their favor. That could be the nail in the coffin. However, as we say that, Flux just grabbed the overshield, so they have 1 or 2 pushes left in them. But, I mean, can they mount the monumental comeback in this game number 4? I don't think it's going to happen, personally.
Well, they do manage to get hold of the pit, and they're pushing aggressively for this 3 cap as well. There's 1 player left in who has the camo. Jim is doing work right now. Can he pick up another kill? No, Ramirez manages to take down Jimbo with that camo, so it's going to be 87-11. But for the first time in the game, we have actually seen the pit in control of the guys from the Beavers. But just as I say that, Infused with a push on the pit and managed to turn it back over into their favor as the 90-point mark is about to tick over.
Yeah, this is worrisome if you're the Beavers right now. I mean, they haven't really gotten anything going in this game. It's been constant Infused pressure, and this is the scary Infused that we see on maps like Rig when they play it properly and when they actually execute. This is, again, like I said before, probably one of their better game types, despite them dropping it to Vex earlier on. I see this as one of their stronger game types, and they're showing why right now. They're just so patient, and they know, even though they don't have a single stronghold on the map, they're already capturing a base, and they don't need to overextend right there. Can't quite get the stick off, but will make him weak enough to get the beat down. And now, with that first kill, that's the spring to start capturing that pit, as so many players are flooding in here now for Team Infused, and it's just a mess once again in the pit. And it will go over to Team Infused, as will the game.
Yeah, I was going to point out as though that there was quite a lot of dumb plays in terms of how they're actually trying to capture pit on their own, which is a very amateurish plays, but I'm not surprised Infused actually took that one in all fairness.
So Team Infused are going to go up 3-1 in the series now. They're just 1 game away from closing it out as they win Empire Strongholds. Again, a convincing performance from them. I don't know if this is a case of maybe the Beavers getting a little bit tired, or maybe Infused starting to really find their groove a little bit. What's your opinion on it, gents?
I think Kimbo just took over that game. I mean, you look at the statistics, he was miles ahead of anyone else. I mean, obviously Jimbo with that +2. Same with Respectful as well, but the +6, most kills, second most assists on his team. Really strong performance from Kimbo, and when you have a player making plays like that, he was the real standout statistically in that game. I mean, no one else really pushing the boundaries of even 13 kills outside of Kimbo, who had 18. So when you have a player putting up stats and strong slays like that, it's so easy to win Empire Strongholds when you have players like Kimbo constantly making big plays.
I think with Jimmy as well, it's the fact that his camo plays, each one of those kills was so vital. Like, it was stopping him from getting any kind of control, like here, for example, and obviously giving him a nice little demoralization.
I mean, I talk about it, but it wasn't like a normal teabag, was it? It was kind of like don't worry.
This is like my game. This is my series.
Yeah,
I've been here all night trying to win this. But literally, what he was doing with that camo, it was great camo abuse. He had like 2 or 3 camos in a row, but every time he picked up, he made something of it every time.
The thing is, if you teabag too quickly in Halo 5, I know we're supposed to call it body disrespect, but let's be honest, it's teabagging.
It's bagging. Always will be.
If you do it too quickly, you just look like you're vibrating, and it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, it's just one of those.
It was kind of like a real sort of.
Whereas it's more like
smooth jazz.
It's
rhythm,
like one of those, if you start rhythmically doing it. So I mean, it makes sense to slow down the teabag, liking the rhythm there from Jimbo, really helping his team win the game.
You don't want to get carried away. Anyway, we're not getting carried away here at all.
No, definitely not.
So we have 1 more game left potentially in this series, or will the Beavers answer back? Let's have a look at the series layout and see exactly what we got coming up next. Whew, Plaza Slayer time, gentlemen.
I was trying to remember if actually Beavers won this last time.
They did not.
Because I think Infused, obviously, Beavers won it 2 times ago, but Infused won it last time.
Yep.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to, because if it is fatigue, then the last thing you want to do is be fatigued on a map like this, because, you know, you want to try and avoid as much snipes as possible. You've got to think about when to go OS. But it's like I said before, if they are fatigued, then this could be their downfall and possibly their last game time.
And just remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get involved with next week's Cup, sign up over at gfinity.net. Get involved. You could be part of the Beaver Bowl, which you could because you're not in those teams.
No,
but
you
could start your own thing.
Yeah,
we could
name you something.
Something,
maybe,
which is good.
Yeah.
Anyway, Plaza TS.
Yep.
Any ideas? Infused going to close it out.
Infused, who won the first one in the first best of 7, but the Beavers showed sparks of brilliance. I want to start this one off with Kimbo because, by the way, in the last game he had 71% accuracy.
Ooh,
on a map like Empire, that is
wow.
very difficult to do. So
I like big things, and that's a big number, Harry.
He's definitely He's definitely heated up in this series so far. I want to start it off with Kimbo.
Let's do exactly that then. Lining up a plasma grenade. Looks like he's going to try and maybe combat evolve that sniper rifle back. Not sure if that one is actually going to fall. No, it's not. It's going to fall in the hands of Ramirez, someone we don't talk about with the sniper rifle, but if you have followed European Halo for a while, you will know that Ramirez is one of these players, especially in massive games like this, when he gets a sniper in his hand, can put it to good use.
Yeah, I can still remember Ramirez using the snipe back on Vibe, I think it was, at the Battle of Europe, Halo 2 anniversary, the first ever Halo Championship Series event in Europe. He hit a massive triple, was one of my first ever highlight reel plays, I do believe, casting over. So yeah, definitely fond memories of Ramirez using the snipe. However, it's this man we need to talk about. He's sick with snipe, he's sick with the pistol as well. Great magnum shots, great snipe shots. However, right now he is under pressure and Ramirez, he's hunting him down, but not quite sure of where he is. Luckily gets a god lunge on him and will take him down.
I think anyone watching at home will probably think this is actually a bit of a messy game in terms of like exactly what's going on. But the reason why they're actually having a bit of a slugfest quite a lot here and there is the fact that they're trying to not give each other a chance to actually set up with the snipe. But it looks like right now, with the Beavers, they have got that set up. But for some reason, Rami's actually pushing in with the snipe. He needs to get S1 and get back. But it looks like for some reason, made a very odd play pushing in with the snipe. So maybe that was miscommunication there.
Big push coming in from Team Infused here, and it's going to be the man they didn't want to surrender this sniper rifle to, who has managed to get it into his hands. Not only that, if he can win this 1v1 here, he would have had the opportunity to just line up the players who were sticking in the yard area. It's going to be respectful, sat up on this sneaky ledge here, trying to take down Flux, takes him down to no shields. Mose picks up a kill here as we take the player outlines off and pop them back on again. Kimbo has that sniper rifle. We can see all these players actually going to be pretty spread out around the map here for the guys on the Beavers, but it looks like the push is coming in here from the Infused guys. They want to finish this one off. It's 11-6 here, gentlemen. And if Kimbo can hit a few of these sniper shots, we could see that kill lead extend even more.
Yeah, overshield coming out. That's why Jimbo is just kind of chilling there towards the posters. Kimbo's getting his...
Oh, it's a big kill for Flux.
6 right there, but Jimbo is actually taken down, and Ramirez is already posted up for this new overshield. Nade does come in, but he will grab the overshield fully. Already melted away, though. The plasma pistol shot from Respectful coming in, melting away that overshield, and... despite all that happening, they got the overshield. It was burnt instantly. But now look, it's only a 1-point game, even though that overshield is a non-factor. And now they have snipe control in the hands of Flux as well. If he grabs this new one, they are in a great position going forwards.
Flux needs to decide now whether if he should actually pull back and decide on the situation. But if you're doing headshots like that, it don't really matter what you do, but right now he needs to consider either pulling back or a good opportunity. But as we were saying, that Flux with a nice skill again. And every time I try and predict that it should move back or move away, he does these ridiculous shots.
This guy has been a game changer for the Beavers. He's been hot and cold, you have to say, throughout the series, but more hot often than not. Kimbo going to pick up a kill on Snipe Drone in the feed as well. He tries to desperately get away, but he is collapsed on once again. And his team Infused, even with those big kills coming out of Flux, who still maintained this 2-kill lead.
Yeah, he needs to be very wary, though, as Snipe Drone, who thought about pushing up those poster stairs. He could have just timinged Kimbo right there, but looks like everyone's just kind of chilling on the map right now there. We saw Ramirez on the player outlines just kind of relaxing on the umbrella top middle. There is Snipe Drone. That was a key fight that we were talking about. If Snipe Drone had pushed over that way, he potentially could have taken Kimbo out of the game, but for now, Kimbo seems to have lost him and has decided to retreat towards his teammates. I think this is the right play to make. The overshield's coming up in around 15. sort of 25 seconds. If you're Kimbo right here, a popular thing that people like to do with Snipe is if you have advanced map control, sit on light rifle, but looks like Snipedrone is wary of that. He knows exactly what he would do with the sniper in that situation and is flanking driveway to counter that just as the overshield's coming up. 3 down here. Kimbo last alive coming off the respawn for Team Infused.
And this is the perfect opportunity now for Beaver to get set up with that snipe. Literally, they spawned complete opposite side on Hotel and around snipe. And now they need to consider exactly what they did. But if again, Flux is doing the same thing as he did last series, going on driveway at an unorthodox spot and actually doing some snipe kills, which is great for now. And also, Snipedrone's now got the overshield, and it looks like he's going to try and pick off his opponents with his teammates.
Someone who seems to be picking up a lot of kills in this game as well. I was going to say, just he's taken down, but still managed to trade the kill out is Snaky. Seems to be creating those, picking up those opening kills. There is a player behind Snipedrone. Did he get backsmacked? No, he did not get punished for sprinting past that player. Kimbo didn't manage, I don't think he was quite in range to hit that backsmack, just decided to just let him walk past, and it looks like he's going to make him pay now as Snipedrone comes back in. All of these players from Infused collapsing on him. Decides to rearrange the bonnet of that car for a moment, but doesn't get a kill for it. Flux picks up a kill on Jimbo. And look at this big swing, gentlemen. We were talking about how Infused were looking so good, maintaining a lead, but now it's a 7-kill lead to the Beavers.
Yeah, what a difference an overshield makes. If Kimbo gets that backsmack on Snipedrone right there, I honestly thought it was Moze in that corner, but if he gets that backsmack, then the entire push of the Rape Beaver, instead of collapsing on Yard where all of Kimbo's teammates are, they all have to focus on him instead. Now they have Flux ripping them apart with this sniper. And yeah, you have to say, if you're Infused right now, don't give up any more deaths until the next overshield comes up, because if you try and get kills, it's obvious that a Rape Beaver are just going to trade off those kills. They need to try and get untradables like Respectful just got right there. That's absolutely perfect. +2 for his team, and now he's just got himself a new sniper as well, ready for this next overshield coming up.
He's going to be working with Moze here, as you can see. Moze is in blue. His job right now is to make sure that nobody flanks through blue. But look at this. Snaky's managed to sneak bottom mid. Nobody up on the snipe side of the map was watching bottom mid. Moze and Jimbo pick up kills, so that player is going to be taken down. 3 kills now without reply for Infused. Last player alive is going to be Snipedrone. Love how he's playing this one. He could pick up a huge kill here on Respectful, and he does. But Kimbo managed to trade it out, so good job from Snipedrone as the last player alive there to get a kill. But it's Team Infused who have a 3, make it 2 kill lead. My math is really terrible because I can work that out.
It's fine.
Overshield is going to be popping up, and Jim is in a perfect position here for any players who are going to be walking into his sightline or anywhere near it to take him down. And now, once again, we're tied up at 38 all. Make that 39 all.
Yeah, and it's going to be Respectful to grab the overshield. Momentum in favor of Team Infused. This is how you win this tournament, right here and now. But oh no, Jimbo goes down, and now it's Snaky to grab the snipe. The problem is right now for the Beavers, yes, they have this sniper, yes, they have a 1-point lead, but Respectful is still milling around with that overshield. If he gets aggressive on you and the entire team collapses behind him, you could be in a world of hurt. Lovely snipe. Now a 2-point lead for the Beavers. Where is Respectful during all this? Why is he not flanking the enemy team? Why is he around their loop just chilling by himself?
Oh, Snaky's turning up!
No-scoped by Snaky. That's incredible.
Why is it when they get a power up, they don't do anything with it? Like, you know, it's like if you get overshield, you go straight in, you know, with human shield. But like literally, they just don't bother with it and just assume that something's just going to happen out of nowhere. But after seeing Infused with full setup, Kimbo that snipe, I was going to say Beavers are going to be right in for the picking, but it looks like Infused now have come back and could potentially win this.
What a game we are seeing right now. It's 44 all, just 6 kills per side right now. Kimbo looks away, second guesses himself. We can see it on the outlines, but as we saw, by taking those outlines out, he's going to be met by a ladder of Beavers players. 2 players here going to be... Kimbo does land an important body shot, though. Ramirez can't quite finish the kill somehow. No kills were taken, but once again, a crazy push from Ramirez. Is that kill going to be traded out? No, once again, Ramirez with the push in, but it could prove the game-winning push because look at this, the collapse has come in from the Beavers. Snipedrone picking up a kill, just 2 kills to go. There is a player who's crouched behind him. It's going to be Kimbo. Snipedrone going to be taken down by Kimbo. Another player pushing Kimbo here. Looks like he could be taken. Can he get away? Somehow Kimbo gets taken down. Ramirez and Respectful. Respectful needs to land the shot. He cannot do it. He could have tied the game up on 49 all there.
Hold your
3
breath.
Players going to be converging. It's Snaky in a 1v1 here. Respectful somehow staying alive. His teammates need to get over and look at him.
Oh my lord.
It's not in a good position to pick him off. Like, for some reason, all 3 of them at snipe. Respectful is on his own. There's only 1 kill in it, so literally they should be already over there. But with all 3 of them going to blue now, Mo's got overshield, so this
is the
final
game.
chapter.
This is the game. Mose has to make something happen now. Unless he gets backsmacked, he's going to be pushing into blue here. All the players from Beavers know exactly what is happening. They're trying desperately to get away, and it's going to be
no.
Infused. Lose.
Oh my lord! What have I just seen?
The worst bit is the fact that all 3 of them pushed out at the exact same time. Mo's pushed in with overshield. What is the chances of that?
It's the Beaver Bowl! 50 to 49. What?
Mark, you right?
No.
Somebody write home to my mum right now. I'm not going to be home for tea. I'm not going to be home for bed. I think I'm going to have to stay over in London tonight.
I think you will, and I think it goes for all 3 of us. I think we will be, but I think Mark does need a bit of a lay down.
Who's got the?
What just happened? All of the Beavers players knew that overshield was coming. One of them must have got a glimmer of it, and they just decided, we have to go somewhere. We can't just let Mose push in. We're not going to get a trade in this situation. So they all just committed to a push, and it worked.
It's like the Catalina wine mixer.
It is the Catalina Beaver wine mixer.
I think the main thing is the fact that someone, even though there's 3 of them in blue, someone on that team, on the Beaver squad, must have said, quick, Mose push for overshield, get out of here.
And most importantly, they listen to him, because sometimes when a play call is made in such a crazy situation like that, someone will second guess themselves, someone will go, oh no, I'm going to do this, and they get picked off, but they all just went. I don't know exactly who got that final kill, but
It takes a lot of trust and a lot of faith in a panic situation like that to actually just all 3 of it just go straight out away from overshield. But I can understand with Infused, they pushed because they expected Mose to basically get a couple of one-shots, and then they expected the other 3 to basically pick him up as they come out. But all Beavers needed to do was trade. One trade, and that was it. And you could see from there.
It was Snipe Drone who got the final kill on Respectful, I'm hearing in my ears. So that's a big battle to win or finish off. I mean, that's laying down a marker. And surprise, surprise, another game of Halo. But I've got no problems at all with that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. We've got Truth, Capture the Flag coming up next, and then I mean, it's obvious the Beavers will win this one and we are going to a game 7. We're going to see Regret Slayer. There's no way it doesn't happen. Gentlemen, this is genuinely one of the most fun and intense games of Halo and series of Halo I've had the pleasure of covering.
It's funny because after the best of 7 last week, I went on Beyond forums and said, hey,
shout out to Beyond, by the way.
Why is no one talking about that series we just casted? Because that was one of the sickest series of Halo I've ever seen. Hope you're watching this week, because it's even freaking better. I mean, we've had 2 series that have been the exact same.
3 series.
3 series. We had the winners bracket final, which was a game 5.
Yep.
We've had a best of 7, which went to a game 7, and here we are in a second best of 7. I mean,
in a game 6.
If you're not watching this series
after a
Halo,
50-49.
what are you doing?
You couldn't make out, really, could you?
This is like a Hollywood game of Halo. We had that Eden Slayer comeback.
Imagine if you're a person watching Halo for the first time right now, you're going, how have I missed this? Like,
pretty good. Yeah, it's a pretty
other video games, man. This is what it's all about. And here we go.
Oh, dear.
Next game, game number 6 of the second best of 7 between these 2 ridiculous teams. It is a Right Beaver versus Team Infused. Capture the Flag on Truth. 3 captures to win. And do you know what? Let's throw a bit of production value in here, Harry Channon. Let's have a camo count.
I think that's fair enough. It looks like we have a bit of a false start though.
Oh,
in the game. There's so much hype.
Sorry, I'm
Mark
standing up.
stood up already.
Yeah, I'm just losing it.
And it was a false start. I don't know what went wrong in that one. I mean, I am on the right team. I'm on the observer team, so it's not my fault this time. It has been in the past. I'll hold my hands up and say
we all make mistakes, mate. It's fine.
It's honest,
I don't usually make mistakes. I'm usually perfect, but I did that time. Sorry.
I was getting really hyped there as that game
I know you
started.
were stood up like.
And now I feel like I'm like, oh god, let's wait for it to start. Again.
It's okay.
Do you know what? Do you know what we're going to do?
What are we going to do?
We're going to throw this over to Lethal. We're going to let him get the hype built as this next game comes in.
Yeah.
You good for that? You ready for this?
Mate, I'm always ready for you.
Born ready.
Born like
all right.
Of course.
All right, we're putting you on the spot.
Even though I love
happen.
being on the spot.
You do love it, to be fair. And that's why I give you the opportunity to do such things. But game is starting in the background, ladies and gentlemen. Go on, Harry. Get us hyped. Lead us into this one.
Snipe Jones POV, but actually no, you're talking about your camo.
Yeah.
It's camo cam.
Camo cam.
Yeah,
Camo
so
cam.
let's see
Game's on the way.
I'm not very hyped right now. I'm not going to lie. You did We'll take a
awful.
look at the camo cam. Expert production value from Wonderboy himself. We'll see who grabs this one. It looks like it's going to be Flux straight away.
And not even challenged. Oh, no.
Well,
Yes, he is.
never
Jimbo
mind.
takes him down.
Rip.
Jimbo does take him down, but an early flag pull already coming in from Mose, and Jimbo picks up a double kill. If they can kill Ramirez here, this would be a huge kill, and he does go down. Kimbo takes him down. This flag is going to be running across, and that is going to be a flag cap within 30 seconds here for Team Infused. What a start from these gents.
Yeah, and they don't need to overextend right here. If Flux goes down, I like the way he's flanking basement underneath Mose right there. Mose has no idea that's happening, but I like the flank there from Flux. If he gets the kill on Respectful in the kill feed, keep an eye on that. He can start running this flag early, but Mose is doing the exact same thing here on your screen that Flux is doing across the map. Check out the kill feed. Jimbo just took down Flux, so that means their own base is clear, and now Mose is free to push forward, take 1v1 fights like Ramirez is giving him right there, and start running this flag towards his teammates. That Carbine spawn might just kind of ruin their plans right there, though, as the return will come in and they clear out their own base.
I love what Mose did as well. As soon as he capped that flag, it went straight underneath the opposing base and tried to flank around anyone that's on pink side. That should give him a hand in any way. But as soon as he didn't, he got onto their Eli and tried to pick him off. But the only bad thing about that is the fact that Respectful for some reason came and rushed in on his own at the end. But it looks all right now. But Rami is trying to get him off his base, and he's going to take the next flag to pink.
Yep, he's going to have the opportunity to get this way past the 50-yard line as well, because teammates aren't in position, but it looks like a counter cap is potentially being run on the other side as well, and this is the second time we've seen Ramirez having some trouble with this flag on pink side of the map. Flux picks up a big kill though. Jumbo does take down Snaky, but he's going to be able to get this flag back. He's going to be delivering this package, but no, Kimbo is there. Can he take down Kimbo? Kimbo somehow gets around that corner and prevents this flag cap from going in and tying up the game. The flag is being run across the map now. Looks like Ramirez has decided to play defense, try and get Kimbo out. He spots Kimbo down on car 1 now, so they're going to try and pick up these kills. Ramirez using that green gun. Jimbo going to be holding that flag. He knows there's another player, car 1 now. He's got the decision to make, and it looks like Ramirez is going for the flank under the base.
Yeah, that's why it's so important. You need to keep eyes and keep tabs on the players overextending for the flag run. This right here from Ramirez is way too aggressive. He needs to check himself right there, and instead will go down, and as well as that, surrender the plasma pistol in the Infused base. Seems like no one really caring about that on the Infused side. They're actually fighting over this camouflage right now. I think this is Flux who just grabbed it, which it is. But yeah, that's why you keep tabs on those overextenders. Kimbo getting that flag out is the whole reason that it's not tied 1-1 right now.
Flux does get hit by a grenade here. He's going to be no shields whatsoever. Mose is going to be putting shots on him. Somehow he doesn't die, but Mose does eventually take him down. So Flux not going to make too much happen with that power up. And look at this, Ramirez set up in the bubble. Looks like Snipe Drone is going to be pushing across to the bubble as well. And what this is going to ensure is, as you can see here, Flux taken down, but he is going to be respawning next to his flag carry here on the bubble. So smart positioning there from Ramirez. If you're wondering why he's taking the flag away from that flag stand, for example, that's exactly why. He's going to allow his teammates to respawn near him if they do go down in a push and help him defend that flag.
Yeah, looks like Flux and Snipe Drone here working in tandem, but Flux is just taken down. If I'm Snipe Drone right here, I back up. I go and help my own flag carrier who's on the bubble. But right now he's playing a little bit too advanced for my liking. You've got to make a decision right here. If you're going to back up, you've got to do that so much sooner before the players come out of the base. And right there, fair enough, he gets the trade on Respectful, but Respectful's already gotten 2. The flag is still alive though, so they will survive for now. But second guessing himself there is a little bit Snipe Drone. I mean, you've got to make that play a little bit quicker. He just seemed to be caught in 2 minds a little bit right there.
I did like how the Beavers are playing as well, in terms of one of them being P3 and one of them Carb 2. But the problem is the fact that all they had to do was have a bit more patience and wait for him to poke out. As soon as one of them does, it would have been a 3v4 situation where he could have rushed in straight away. But what I'm also quite surprised, I haven't seen anyone drop the flag and have all 4 of them bomb it into the base, because at least that way someone's bound to die and someone's bound to pick up if they get the return.
Snipe Drone picks up a kill. Mose trades that one out again. Both of these teams just trading off kills here. Oh my god, who can pick up this kill? Kimbo, no! Flux managed to turn that one around, but Respectful does get the kill. He's going to have a 1v1 with Ramirez, but Ramirez once again decides to actually leave that flag for a teammate coming off the respawn. Smart play here from Ramirez. It's just Kimbo on his own. 2 players are going to be hopping that re. Snaky's in position.
Traded re.
The re comes in from both sides though.
Yeah.
What else did we expect in that situation? I mean, what's the least likely thing to happen? Both teams get the return at the same time. Obviously it happens. It's the Beaver Bowl.
Yeah, looked like it was Snipe Drone who just burnt that camouflage right there. But again, both flags being run. These 2 teams, man, they are like just so evenly matched. It's just insane. These 2 teams just go head to head. But as I'm saying that, it's actually Respectful running this flag, and this is going to be 2-0 and 1 capture away a Team Infused from winning the Cup number 2.
This could be a 3rd cap as well, because they're already running it. The I think that's the picture at the moment. And they're literally getting away with it. It could be a third cap.
This could well be it.
And the worst thing is the fact that what I don't get is what Beaver's doing. They were doing so well earlier, being patient trying to stop them. But it looks like right now, Snarkjohn has got a flag and he's going to contest it. But the funny thing is, the last time we saw this, I think they had 5 caps in about 3 or 4 minutes, didn't they?
Snarkjohn does somehow manage to get a trade, though. It's going to be Respectful who's going in for the pickup here. Can he finish this one off? Can he put an end to this? Of course he can't. No! Somehow a Beaver managed to get in. Jimbo and Mo's pick up kills, though. The return is going to come in. The series is finally going to be ended. And Team Infused finally put the Beavers to bed. They win EU Open Cup number 2. They pick up the prize money and the seeding points on the road to HCS London. What a series. Thank you to those 2 teams. Gentlemen, I think we've just had a hell of an evening.
Yes, we have. What was that series all in all? 8-5 in favor of Infused. They win the first one 4-3 and then 4-2. My maths aren't completely dodgy. I'm pretty sure that it's 8-5. What a series between these 2 teams.
It's a shame it ended in a 3-0, but the thing is, though, it's a kind of close 3-0 where there's a lot of situations where it could have been like 3-2 in terms of caps and stuff.
Right.
But what a series in general, what we had.
It was 3-2 the first series. So
Yeah.
what is, someone add those together? I mean, what is that?
Twitch chat, this is your chance.
What is it? 10-8, I think it was, finally. 10-8, something like that?
I think it was something like that,
Like
yeah.
that. I don't know.
It's not even the fact it was that. It's 10-8 in games overall, but we had 3-2s. We had 50-49s, 50-48s, 100. I just don't even know.
And you got to remember,
that was
earlier as well, like, that could have also swung either way. Even though it was 3-1,
Yeah.
that could have gone 3-1 the complete polar opposite way. So it's nice to see at least 4 teams challenging for first place so far.
Well, this was the first series of the grand final before the reset. It was Infused taking the first 2. The Beavers answered back, and then they were traded out, and Infused took that game number 7, getting revenge for last week where they lost the final on Tree Slayer 50-33. And then we just saw the second best of 7. I mean, do you know what? I've aged so much during this.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I haven't got much, like, I haven't got many years left, but this is going to be the second series that we just saw as well. I mean, 100-11 Eden Strongholds. The Beavers answered back. Infused wins 2. The Beavers, the most ridiculous 50-49 that you will ever see. Mo's chasing shadows with an overshield for the last kill, but didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then finally, Truth capture the flag 3-0 with a standoff with simultaneous rees. I mean, if you're a Halo fan and you want to introduce someone into Halo, just show them that series, because that was one of my favorite series I think I've ever watched of Halo.
Oh, I love these 2 teams. The Beaver Bowl is the bowl that just keeps on giving.
It's nice seeing that rivalry as well. It's just the fact that it's so close every single time. It's game 7, game 5, game 6. At least it went almost that extra mile again. And then you got Vexed, who are also getting really close.
I was going to mention 3-2. You know, they put up a good fight again today. So we've got 3 teams there. We've got Supremacy again, who are sort of hovering around. We saw what they can do in a live event setting. HCS London's going to be crazy.
I think it's going to be crazy with the fact that as well with Supremacy, if they don't get a good, enough of points in the next Open Cup, we're going to see some very interesting brackets, winners bracket round 1 and 2 when they come into this.
I think I have a new favourite bowl. Before, I had a Harry Potter bowl. It's got like a golden snitch on the front.
Right, cool.
I have my cereal in it. I did like the Super Bowl. You know, that American football game they played.
Yeah,
once.
bowling balls are great.
Yeah, bowling balls. Honestly, I think Beaver Bowl tops all of them. I think I have a new favourite bowl.
Fair play. I can't argue with that. I think, do you know what? I'm going to go with you on that.
Did you say bowling bowl?
I don't
What?
know what. Do you know what? I realised I said it, and part of me is disappointed. It's taking you that long to pick up on it.
It's been a long night, all right?
Exactly. It was like,
Yeah, it's been a fair.
come on, I've made
Bowling bowl. Okay.
I'm sorry, everyone.
It's
All right,
fine.
it's been a long night, but we've had an awesome night of Halo, and I mean, highlights for you, gentlemen, from those series.
The
much to say, I
the
think.
Eden Slayer almost come back where they were down 12
Yes.
and almost came back with like 10 seconds to go, and then Ramirez flies in by himself. We had a Plaza Slayer, obviously, that we just saw, 50-49. That was pretty close. We saw 2 100-11s on Strongholds.
Yeah, that was weird.
So if you're a fan of close games or you're a fan of blowouts, this series just has everything.
Rig Strongholds, we saw the ridiculous comeback where they were up by 60 to like 10, and then
that was
they had a
best
triple
game
cap
type
and
as
they
well. Like, makes no sense.
blew
But
them out of the water. What about you, Lethal? What were you thinking?
there wasn't one game type in particular. That's why it's such a great series. It was just all of them. Like, there's a matter of times where I thought, okay, they should have this after a while, and then it just turns its head round and it's just complete opposite end of the situation. And I'm just like, this just makes no sense. It's just a complete